It's time for another distorted view test of patience. It's Monday, June 4th, 2018. I'm just kidding. This test of patience is far from over. June 4th, 2018. Coming up on the program today, someone's got a fishy cunt. Plus, PTSD from slipping on vomit. The pedophile running for Congress finally gets to speak. And my fragrant jizz. All this, but your voicemails today on DB!
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
A lot of hot liquid poo just went out all at once.
I am so sorry I had to do that to you. Hey, freaks, Tim Henson with you, kicking off a new week of programs. This right here is Distorted View Daily. Thank you so much for joining me. Got a good one for you. Ew, sorry. Do you know that thing where, like, you jerk off at your office desk and then you clean up using tissue paper or whatever, and you just throw those on the desk, and every once in a while, like, some of that cummy air wafts up into your nostrils, and you're like, oh, yeah, forgot I left those on my desk. That just happened to me. I got a great show for you. Did I say that already? I said that, and then I started talking about how I can smell my own jism. And then I reiterated that we're going to have a great show. Tim, make a mental note. I need to get a waste paper basket up in this bitch. I've got spermed up toilet paper literally 2 feet from my face here on the desk. Since I moved to this new office here in Cincinnati, I forgot to bring a waste paper basket up there. You know, I was watching an ad for garbage bags. They were not hefty, Glad bags, right? And I've never seen anything like this before. It's the longest name, and it's got all sorts of trademark technology for fucking garbage bags. It's Glad with Force Flex, not just regular Force Flex, Force Flex, that's registered trademark, then plus, Force Flex Plus with Leak Guard TM and Rip Guard TM, featuring Gain Original Scent and Febreze. I have no idea how I can have both Gain and Febreze. I think, if I understand this correctly, and I shouldn't have to understand any of this, you know what I mean? When it comes to garbage bags, it's one thing if you want to scent them, but how many, like, I mean, there's some corporate synergy going on here, right? The Glad people must also own Febreze and Gain, right? So I think this particular garbage bag utilizes Febreze technology where it, like, neutralizes odor, but the scent is Gain, right? Gain Original, because people are, can't get enough of fabric softener, what the fuck Gain is. Laundry detergent, right? It just seems weird. The reason why I bring this up is, again, I'm looking at my jizzy toilet paper here that I've used as a cum catcher, and I wonder why toilet paper is not scented. I could really use some Febrezed toilet paper to neutralize my very pungent... I think something's wrong. I have an infection or an STD or something. Or just my diet is awful. That's probably what it is. Because I've got very loud-smelling jizz, if that makes sense. It's not strong. It's just, like it's just right in your face. Now, I understand, the majority of the time you're using toilet paper to wipe your ass, and your asshole is a very sensitive area. You don't want anything that can irritate it. But for Christ's sakes, it's 2017, I think. How long have I been asleep for? No, it's 2018. We have the technology to give shit scents that's not going to give your asshole a rash or have it break out. Plus, again, it's 2018. We're all used to shoving stuff up in our ass at this point. Our buttholes are used to foreign objects going up in there. The time is now. I want Gain-scented Febreze freshness toilet paper. And would it kill you to, I don't know, give us some patterns or colors? Sick of this drab white toilet paper. Anyway, I've got a great show for you today. The last 9 minutes may be fighting me on that point, but I stand by it. First clip I have for you today, I think it was on Friday's program, we talked about that guy running for Congress who admitted to being a pedophile. And also a rapist, and also, there's more, and also he wants to legalize incest. You remember that guy, right? If you didn't listen to the program on Friday, you probably heard about this guy. He kind of made headlines. I think Huffington Post was the one that discovered this. They realized, like, Huffington Post realized the IP address to his campaign's website shared an IP address to a couple of message boards that he was running, like pro-pedophilia websites, and they call him on it. And, he was honest. The first real, true, honest politician. You got to give him that. Anyway, I was dying to hear from this guy. I guess the local news got a hold of him. Take a listen here.
This man is running for Congress, and as much as I personally hate to put this man on TV...
Oh, bullshit! You're a ratings-hungry cunt. Just like all the other reporters out there. You could have recused yourself from the story. I don't feel comfortable talking to a monster like this. There's probably 30 other reporters at your station that would jump at the chance. All right, so whatever.
We believe it's important for people to know why he's running for Congress. Nathan Larson told me he wants to, quote, restore liberty and make incest legal.
What about sexual relations with your own children?
I would favor, legalizing incest.
All right. Kind of makes my mandatory euthanasia of the elderly campaign seem quaint. I kind of wish I was running against this guy. Tim Henson is pro post-term abortions up to 2 years. That's where, it's kind of like a buyer's remorse situation. You're pregnant, you have the baby, and then, 6-7 months into it, you're like, ooh, I've made a huge mistake. And then you can just, throw your baby into a volcano or something. All right, so Tim Henson is pro post-term abortion and the mandatory euthanasia of the elderly, death to seniors over 65. Meanwhile, his political opponent Nathan Larson is pro-incest, child porn, pedophilia, child marriage, for legalizing rape, and classifying women as property of men. Make the sensible choice. Tim Henson for Congress. I'm Tim Henson, and I approve this message. It's funny. I'm looking at the photograph that accompanied the first news story we read about this guy. He's got a little baby face, got blonde hair and everything. However, when the interviewer or the reporter talks to this guy on the steps of his front porch, he's bald. He's got circles under his eyes. He looks like a mess.
Why is that?
Just because... personal freedom.
What about the children's rights?
They ain't got any of those.
Wouldn't that be rape to have sex with a child?
Like with girls, I just believe that it should be for fathers to make those decisions.
And you don't find anything wrong with that?
It's not for me to intrude on another family and tell them what they should do.
Wouldn't that be really dangerous for children?
I don't see how we know that.
Children are human beings. They're not property. What about their protection?
The law doesn't treat them as having the full rights of adults.
Oh,
Nathan,
good point.
Larson also told me he doesn't think wives should be allowed to accuse their husbands of rape. Now, I talked to the Virginia State Board of Elections, and they tell me that Nathan Larson is not an official candidate because independents cannot be official until June 12th. But Larson says he's gotten the required 1,000 signatures and
who the hell is signing his petition?
Filed the paperwork. He's running.
I guess when he goes door to door telling all of his neighbors that he's a registered sex offender, he also gets a signature for his congressional run.
In District 10, which is not where he lives. District 10 is represented right now by Republican Barbara Comstock.
A Nazi sympathizer. That whole district is fucked up. Oh, you know what? Nathan Larson is a Nazi sympathizer as well. He had very nice things to say about Adolf Hitler. I can't wait until this campaign heats up. I want to see him out there, doing interviews, participating in debates. DV needs content. Moving on, I've got another clip from the local news. Apparently, I don't know where this is at. Kansas, maybe? I don't know. There was an inflatable festival. Balloons and floats and shit, right? And so this guy obviously doesn't want to be reporting on it. This guy is used to serious news. He's an older guy. He doesn't want to be there. Anyway, so he's trying to make a joke. He's out there among all the inflatables, and he's trying to talk to the anchors in the studio, making a joke about the word inflation, trying to get them to think this is a story about economic inflation.
Usually when you're talking about the world of inflation, you probably notice, is that a good thing or not a good thing? Inflation.
Silence. The anchors don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I'm sorry, the question again, Dave?
Is inflation in our world a good thing or not a good thing?
It depends upon what the topic
Generally.
is. What are we talking about? Generally, inflation. If you have an inflatable boat,
Yeah,
that's
if you heard the
Now you ruined his joke.
You
spoiled it.
Right.
This is the most painful remote segment I've seen in a while. I think the word cringy is overused nowadays, but if there was ever a time that term was appropriate, if we didn't already do a test of patience at the beginning of the show, I would just play this entire piece.
But generally, when you hear the word inflation,
not economically.
Something good come to mind?
For me, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you that you're right about, if you say good, you're right, because this is the world of inflatables. Give yourselves a nice round of applause, everybody. These are just the volunteers coming out.
Listen to that muted enthusiasm
here today. And Addie, what kind of fun do you think you're gonna have today?
Lots of fun.
Lots of fun. That's a good kind. Helping everybody. Solene, what do you think?
Just throw it back to the studio.
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
What kind of fun do you think you can find here today? All kinds? All kinds of fun? Bouncing fun? Yeah, I think so, because this is a place where kids and families can come and kind of bounce around, but you need something, and I'm going to have everyone do it like a magic chant.
I'm going to spare you the pain of listening to this entire thing. He has the whole crowd say, abracadabra, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we can see, or some bullshit. But like halfway through the chant, the mascot comes out prematurely, because that's apparently who they're conjuring up. So you see him in the background crawling out of some inflatable thing. It's just a disastrous remote. Lacking enthusiasm from the reporter, the crowd, and the anchors back in the studio. Real quick before we get out of here, all right, I know you're not supposed to touch children. And when I say touch children, I don't mean like in a sexual way. I mean like punching them in the fucking face. But I think it may be time to take a hard look at our policies of violence against children. Kids, the kids of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s are not the same type of children that are growing up today, thanks to fucking YouTube. They idolize asshole Twitch streamers and the fucking Paul brothers, who are rewarded for being jackasses. Kids are also savvy. They know strangers won't punch them. They know that adults will get in trouble, right, if they even lay a finger. So they know they can push the adult's buttons with no repercussions. In the clip I have for you today, we've got a little kid who won't let an adult pass him. Like, he's standing his ground, and when the adult tries to walk, move to one side, the kid blocks him that way.
Stop. Look, you need to get your bike and go home.
That's a female adult just being like, get your shit and leave. Apparently what started this was the kid was damaging everyone's cars. And the man in this clip is the one who is standing up to the child, real brave. And I don't know, he said something about this kid's mom, like, where's your mom? Probably something a little more derogatory.
I'm talking about my mother.
Well, I'm going to get my sister over here to whoop your ass up.
Okay.
I don't know. The guy's on the phone. He's trying to get his younger sister to come and beat this kid up. I don't know. But the little kid keeps touching the adult.
If you touch me one more time, I'm going to grab you and move you out of my way.
I'm here.
Are you at home?
Again, the kid is blocking him every time the adult takes a step. All up in his face. The kid is probably, 10? 9, 8, could be less. All right, so the adult tries to get up and walk away. He's had enough, and the kid's still blocking him. Don't worry, the audio is about to get a whole lot better. So now the kid is actually pushing the adult, right, with both of his hands extended out. And again, the adult's not touching him. He's just trying to walk away. At what point can the adult do something, right? This kid knows what's up. Oh, here it comes. So now the kid actually starts throwing punches. And the adult's like, oh, it hurts. Oh, your little baby punches. So the adult, you started to hear a scream there. The adult eventually has had enough. Like, this kid is wailing on him. So the adult just really, like, with no effort whatsoever, just reaches out his arm, grabs the kid by the neck, and throws him to the ground. Then all of a sudden, the kid's demeanor changes to a whiny little cunt. Oh, this is music to my motherfucking ears. I don't care. You know, if this guy has to do 5 years in jail for whatever, you know, for grabbing a kid's neck and throwing him to the ground, small price to pay. Thank you for taking one for the team. Oh, not so hard anymore. It's easy to be a hard ass when you know the person you're wailing on can't retaliate. The second they're allowed to fight back and you crumble and start crying like a little bitch, it proves you're a turd! A turd!
They are messing with cars. He was. And I called him and he started cussing. Tell him to get there.
Oh, I've got another campaign issue I can run on. Okay, mandatory euthanasia of the elderly, post-term abortions, and punching children square in the face if they're assholes. The real question here is this kid crying because he's genuinely hurt, or that he's just scared, or is he just crying because he knows there's a camera on him, and the more he cries, the bigger the lawsuit payout will be?
I told Sean, because Sean runs the car. Okay. So I told Sean, come out here and get this kid, because he just kept running around here and cussing me and all that. I said, you need to tell this kid to get out of here. So Sean came out here and told him to go.
So, we don't have to hear this, guy recapping the whole thing. The child is done crying and then, I guess, turns back into a hard ass.
I don't want to fucking shoot me, you ignorant piece of shit! Up and go. You need to watch your language.
No one is on the child's side. There's a bunch of adults circling him, telling him to go home. You just need to leave. Like, this kid has been terrorizing an entire community.
Watch your language. You just fucking shoot me and throw me on the ground! Listen, we all saw what happened. You didn't see shit! I saw the lifetime, right?
You didn't see shit.
And I taped everything. Alright, this is not gonna... Fuck you and your fucking people with fucking child abuse! You fucking started joking me and throw me on the fucking ground! Fuck you, lady! Fuck you!
Oh, he is so gonna shoot up his elementary school.
You need to step back, son. Fuck you, you whore!
I wonder what a judge would do if he was presented with this case. I mean, touching, punching, pushing a child is a big no-no, but it's hard to, this kid is not very likable.
Fucking people with fucking child abuse! You fucking started joking me and throw me on the fucking ground! Fuck you, lady! Fuck you! You need to step back, son. Fuck you, you whore! You got some problems, honey.
Yeah, you
got some big problems. Fuck you, too!
Thinking about having children, I hope the last 5 minutes of the show will make you reconsider. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist and fucked up news right now. If you like Distorted View Daily, please consider signing up for the Sideshow. Become a true and honorable freak today. When you do, you get full access to the entire archive of programs. Plus, every week we do extended shows, exclusive programs, video casts. Last week we did 2 exclusive shows. Tomorrow we'll do another exclusive program. Thursday, another exclusive show. Great time to sign up. Memberships start at only $6.99. Although, if you sign up for like a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime, it gets that monthly price down to like $5 something a month. Very affordable. Way less than like a combo meal at a fast food joint now. The Sideshow is a downright bargain. Again, superfreaksideshow.com. 3 quick stories now. First up. Oh boy, how do you pronounce this? Jocelyn? Jocelyn Marino. I'm sure I butchered that name. 23. Had a new vaginal canal created using the skin of tilapia fish.
Tell me, have you seen the marvelous fish?
Okay.
Swimming in the ocean water.
I mean, of all fucking things these doctors could have used to fashion a vaginal canal, why did it have to be a fish? I mean, I guess it would be weird if they used, like, a cowhide or something, and you're, going down to eat her out, and you're like, why does your pussy smell like leather? This is at least appropriate, smell-wise. All right, Jocelyn Marino, 23, had a new vaginal canal created using the skin of the tilapia fish, meaning she's now finally able to have sex. Will anyone want to have sex with her tilapia pussy? Could have been worse. Tilapia is a mild fish. Thank God doctors didn't use, like, scrod or something. Plow my scrod snatch. The university student underwent the groundbreaking operation last April, but she has only now just spoken out about her experience. Why would you come forward? There's even pictures of the girl. Like, everyone wants to be famous. Oh, does she have a boyfriend here? She's with a guy. Her scales feel nice on my penis. Love that tilapia twat. All right, where are we at here? Miss Marino from Brazil was born without a vagina because she suffers from a rare condition known as Mullerian age. I don't know what it's called. During the revolutionary operation, medics opened a space between her vagina and anus and inserted a mold lined with the fish skin. You couldn't just use graphene? I'm always hearing about how, this is miracle substance, graphene, but it's not in anything. Why not try, using it in her pussy? Her cunt would have, like, super strength. I heard that graphene is very powerful. I don't know. All right, once in contact with her body, the skin was absorbed and transformed into cellular tissue, forming the walls of the canal. As a bonus, she can now communicate with dolphins. Ms. Marino said the surgery changed her life and made her feel like a proper woman who now enjoys a healthy sex life. She said, I spent 3 months recuperating from the operation, and the doctors gave me the all clear to have sex in October of last year. At first, I was very scared to do it, because the doctor said I have to have sex underwater. What? No. At first, I was very scared to do it because I thought it would hurt, and I was worried it might damage the opening. Her boyfriend's first question was, does your pussy have fins now? All right. It was a wonderful moment because everything worked perfectly. There was no pain, just a great deal of pleasure and satisfaction. Bonus, all that heat and friction made my pussy smell like smoked salmon. Made me so hungry. I love a nice grill out. That's what we call having sex now. Honey, you want to grill out? All right. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It was a wonderful moment because everything worked perfectly. There was no pain, just a great deal of pleasure and satisfaction. I didn't feel any discomfort, and there was no bleeding. Everything felt sensitive, and what I'm told is the right and normal way. It was perfectly natural, like the opening had always been there. Ms. Marino, I want to see a picture of this pussy, from the Brazilian state of Ceará, was diagnosed in her teens with having no cervix, uterus, ovaries, and womb. Why did it take her until her teens? Like, that's something the doctor should have noticed, like, straight out of the womb. Like, wait a second, there's no hole there. All right. At the age of 15, she was given the crushing news there was nothing but connective tissue behind the skin blocking the opening of her vagina. She said, I cried a lot when I found out. I thought my world had ended. I'd always dreamed of having a baby of my own, and now I had to accept that that wouldn't be possible. Before being used, the fish skin undergoes a special cleaning and sterilization process. Yeah, I hope so. To remove scales and fish smell. Research shows that tilapia skin contains large amounts of moisture, which is something a cunt needs, right? I hear. And is rich in collagen type 1, a protein that promotes healing. It is disease-resistant and as strong and resilient as human skin. Once clinical trials are completed, doctors will start working towards offering the new treatment across Brazil and the world. So if you've got pussy problems, one day you might be part tilapia. Isn't science amazingly gross? Speaking of fish, yes, 2 fish-related stories in one day. This is a very short one, but I feel this is news you can use. The story comes from Memphis, Tennessee. A woman filed a lawsuit against Bass Pro Shops after she slipped and fell on vomit. For those of you who have never heard vomit before, that's what that is. And again. Oh, this is a Distorted View listener puking. Okay. The incident happened at Bass Pro at the Pyramid on May 14th. The lawsuit states the woman walked into the store and slipped and fell. It states there were no warning signs. With puke, a lot of times there are no warning signs. All right, there were no warning signs, towels, mats,
fucking yuck,
or other warnings in the store. According to the lawsuit, store workers knew about the mess and they just didn't want to clean it up. And neglected to clean it or issue any warning for customers. The customer said the fall caused her severe left foot pain, left thumb pain. You're complaining about your left shoulder pain, back and neck pain. How long is this fucking vomit clip? Still going. All right. Back and neck pain, as well as great fright and shock, temporary and permanent disfigurement, all from slipping on vomit, great physical pain and suffering, great mental emotional anguish, medical expenses, and the inability to enjoy the normal pleasures of life. She's seeking $140,000 in... Okay, we can stop the clip now. Blowing his nose. All right, so she's seeking $140,000 in damages as well as medical costs. Bass Pro Shop said it could not issue a comment on the allegation of the lawsuit because the litigation, of course, is still pending. I want to know about this permanent disfigurement of hers. On the plus side, you've got an amazing story to tell. Why does half of my face droop? Because I slipped on vomit at a Bass Pro Shop. I guess it's not that great of a story. It's relatively short. Final story we have for you today. A teenager who had his penis ripped off by a shark as he swam in the sea in Brazil has died. Isn't that where the fucking pussy transplant took place? This sounds like a horror movie. Or like, you know that shitty movie, The Box? Where like, you press a button on this box and you get $1 million, but someone you don't know is killed. That's sort of like this, where like the woman was granted a new pussy, but the trade-off is someone you don't know is going to lose a dick. Paramount or 20th Century Fox, give me a call. Let's greenlight. Let's fast-track this motherfucker. All right. A teenager who had his penis ripped off by a shark as he swam in the sea in Brazil has died. Ding. Jose Ernesto da Silva was attacked yesterday afternoon while bathing in the waters off the some beach near some town on Brazil's northeast coast. The shark struck just as lifeguards stationed on the beach had told the 18-year-old to come closer to the shore. He died at the hospital, having suffered 2 heart attacks on the way. The youngster had his left leg amputated and had veins reattached to his sex organs in a 3-hour operation as doctors tried to stem his blood loss, but the victim died hours later. Like, he lost his entire leg. This news story is a bit sensational. You know what I mean? Like, he died. You could just say that. A teenager died from a shark attack. You could also say, like, he died from blood loss from, the shark eating his leg. But you guys are focusing on his penis. As a matter of fact, the headline capitalizes every single letter in penis. So it's like, teenager dies after tiger shark rips off his penis and leg. But leg is not capitalized, right? People are only going to focus on the penis word. All right. He had been ordered by his mother not to go to the beach following a horrendous shark attack in April, in which a 34-year-old tourist lost an arm and a leg. A shocking video. Why don't I have this? A shocking video was taken by that shows the moment other holidaymakers pulled Jose from the sea before emergency crews arrived. The youngster lies limp and unresponsive. That's probably, on account of the couple heart attacks he had and all the massive blood loss and limbs being lost there. The youngster lies limp and unresponsive on the sand and gasps for air as a concerned helper holds his head and tells him to keep breathing. Why do people need to go swimming in the sea? We've got pools. I mean, Christ, I don't like water that much. If I never feel ocean water on my body or go swimming again in my life, I'm fine. I'm totally okay with it. I'll stand under the shower. There, I'm getting wet. Same effect, really. Bonus, no danger of cock loss. Despite undergoing emergency surgery, his penis and femur were amputated by the bite of what is believed to be a tiger shark. The Director General of the hospital, Miguel Arcaño, told reporters he arrived unconscious with an extremely serious injury. After the surgery, he was taken to the intensive care unit. He lost a lot of blood and a lot of dick, which was replaced, but he suffered hypovolemic shock, and he passed away. You lose at life. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Monday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. I'd love to hear from you, freaks. 206-666-4463. That's our voicemail line. You can also email me, show@distortedview.com. Love to hear from you that way. You can find me on social media at DistortedView on Twitter and Instagram, and, of course, Facebook.com/DistortedViewShow. I got a couple calls here. First up, a few messages from Patreon freaks, patrons. These freaks pledged a few dollars over there at patreon.com/DistortedView. Another way to support the distortion there.
Tennessee. Hey, this is Level Lady Cat Lady, and something I forgot to give you while I was talking to you was the rape card. It just slipped my mind.
Oh, yeah, I've received so many cards over the years. I've received the black card. I think I'm allowed to say the N-word. Is that what the black card means? Or I'm an honorary black person or something? I got the Jew card. And now I have the rape card.
But, guess what? You have it. So you get to joke about rape.
Oh,
Yay.
thank you.
Well, I mean...
And you guys will back me up when there's the inevitable Roseanne-like backlash.
You already could, but now you can do it without any guilt.
Yeah. Now I can say, like, hey, rape victims listen to the show, and they like it when I say horrible things about
to
rape.
answer another question, I don't know about meth, but definitely when you're on painkillers, you cannot orgasm at all. When I was in the height of my addiction before I went to drug rehab,
we totally glossed over that aspect
I would take
of her life. So she's also a drug addict, recovering.
I would take 100 milligrams of morphine pills a day, and
Well, that seems like a lot.
I would literally work on myself with a vibrator for up to 5 hours.
Oh, you're like a female gooner.
Until I orgasm. So, and that just
A lady gooner.
left me with, pain because
Yeah.
I get bruised my
Poor
clit
pussy.
or whatever. Anyway,
There's been a few times in my life where I have fucked like 3, 4, 5 times in one day. Not bragging, but And my dick was like raw, like red raw skin peeling.
there you go. Have a good day, Tim. Bye-bye.
I love, people always have these fantasies. Like, I'm just gonna my fantasy is just to like spend all day in bed with you and just fuck over and over, and we're just gonna fucking. We'll eat in bed, we'll watch TV, we'll rest in bed, and then we'll just get back to fucking. Yeah, after like the second or third time, some of the charm it wears off.
Timmy, so I just remember Greg from Austin calling. I called you about a month ago to let you know that the wife and I are going to be stopping through Cincinnati on a road trip this summer.
When are you doing
and
that?
you mentioned that you might be interested in meeting some longtime freaks.
Might.
Well, we're still coming. I sent you an email about it, but I never heard back from you.
I probably haven't looked.
But just in case you forgot, we're going to be there on Saturday, the 30th of June, on our way through. So if you're interested in meeting some freaks, that would be cool. We'd even be willing to buy you a beer, Timmy, because we love you that much. Because you're the foundation of our marriage. And you might think that's a joke, but it's not.
Wow.
Anyway, I hope you can come out and visit us.
DV, bringing freaks together. what you'll have to? I'll have to look at the email because you might have gone into a little more detail. But I just wonder, like, what part of town are you going to be? Like in downtown Cincinnati? Are you going to be in a specific area? Like, basically, I want to know how much effort do I have to put into going to meet you? Like, is it like going to be like a 10-minute drive or a 30-minute drive?
Jim, I'm listening to one of your June of 2015 shows, and one of the voicemail calls you got, he started by calling you a faggot. Yeah. And then later on in the call, he talked about how you two were friends. And you're all like, well, friends don't call each other faggots. But, yeah, they do. I have a whole squad of friends, and all we do is call each other fags. Faggot, what up, homo? What up, faggot? What up, queer? It's normal.
Oh, okay.
Don't think of it so...
Well, I guess just in my group of friends, we don't do that.
Yeah.
I use faggot in a derogatory way.
Also, how come you don't...
Oh, my God, look at those two faggots.
Train wreck people anymore. Like this one. How come you don't do the depressed caller anymore?
Well, I do the depressed caller. We just haven't had any depressed callers calling in, and I feel like I have. In the last month or two, there was a depressed caller, and I did train wreck someone. But you just need to start listening a little closer, my friend, you faggot. All right, that is all the time we have on this edition of That's a term of endearment, apparently. You my fag. You know, like black people like, you my nigger. Like, you my fag. You my faggot. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. I want you guys to email me, show@distortreview.com. Distortreview.com is our official website. A voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. Oh, God, is it? Oh, God.
Fuck you, you whore!
Spread the distortion, STD. Tell all your friends about the podcast. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. I will see you back tomorrow if and only if you're Sideshow members. Otherwise, I'll see you back on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Hello, my treacherous friends. Thank you for joining me here tonight. I brought you all here to discuss, as I must, how pleasant it's been. Hello, my treacherous friends. Thank you for joining me here tonight. I brought you all here to discuss, as I must, how pleasant it's been this time.
Sask Energy is announcing a proposal to jack up the cost of heating your home by 27 to 30%.